Are you seeing news headlines and wondering what on earth is going on in the real estate industry? The misconception is within the NAR settlement that buyer's agent compensation will no longer be allowed. That's completely false. The media is slanting this in a very unusual way. I was hoping to wait until the settlement was announced that it was accepted within the courts, but I'm getting texts asking me about this, so I thought I'd make this video. So let's talk about it. It's very important that I say that as a listing agent, I highly recommend that we offer buyer's agency compensation because it's a marketing tool and it's like offering the buyer's agent a selling bonus for selling your home. And headlines like these that say it will reduce the cost of home ownership are ridiculous. If a buyer's agency compensation is not offered, the buyer will have to pay that money out of pocket, which increases the cost of home ownership because the seller will likely just pocket the extra commission that they saved and not reduce the sales price. The only way I see this reducing the prices of home ownership doesn't bode well for homeowners. If buyer agency compensation stops being offered altogether and the buyers can't afford that money out of pocket, likely those homes will just sit on the market and we will see a market decline. And the sad thing is many first-time home buyers can't afford the closing costs and down payment, let alone to compensate their representative. In fact, VA prohibits the buyer from contributing to a real estate's commissions, even if they have the funds. Now let's get into what's actually going on. The only changes that are part of this settlement, if it gets approved, is that the buyer agent's compensation will no longer be published in the MLS, which also means that it'll no longer be public on sites that publish MLS data like Zillow. Agents will have to find out if buyer agency compensation is being offered off MLS or negotiate the commission within the transaction. Remember that all commission is negotiable and you may have agents that are negotiating a higher commission than what would have been offered and just accepted the old way. The second part that's detailed in this settlement agreement, agents will be required to have a signed buyer-broker agreement in place prior to showing you a home. This means that you need to find an agent that you trust and want to work with and have that agreement in place prior to looking at homes. We'll see how this part of the settlement plays out. It could affect platforms like Zillow that rely on buyer convenience of just pushing a button and having an agent just show up at that listing for them. A lot of people are saying that the buyer will go straight to the listing agent once again, but that's not wise to go directly to the person whose fiduciary duty is to the seller. Plus, we still have to have the buyer-broker agreement in place to show homes. And I can't see the listing agents just signing that for zero commission, because if you decide not to buy that home that they have listed and you buy another home with them, they still want to be paid. I guess they could sign a one-day agreement, but that's a lot of extra paperwork to put on the listing agent. No matter how these changes affect us, I'll still be navigating through them, advising my clients through the buying and selling process the best I can. Let me know if you have any questions or I can help you.